Good evening, Hattrick friends. Sunday evening, time for some league action in San Marino. I think we need a little more light here before we get going. Let's see if I can solve this. Yeah, I think that's better. Just a little more, just a little more. Hope you are doing well tonight. Hope you've had a great weekend, Hattrick. Hope you've had some great youth pools, scouts call, yada yada, you know what I mean. Been a good weekend so far in Hattrick for me myself. Won in Denmark twice. Not the best youth pool. I've actually already forgotten about the youth pool for the Let's Play series, but you'll have to tune into that in order to see it, because it's done as part of the recording this week and not part of the stream. And then I noticed, as I was loading in the matches, that Piccolo Ubisa actually beat Penarasa Bramanta last weekend. So we have Damiano Tomassi leading the Campionato San Marinese. Bolgenua 14-1 in my 2 games in Sweden, so I can't complain. So was it 7-0, 7-1? Sounds like a good weekend so far. Definitely. Sounds like a good weekend so far. 9-1 and 5-0. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Actually, we might have found something in San Marino. I can't really remember. I think I'm lining up a player alongside Tommaso Benedetti, the hope. Well, at least I'm hoping that he could earn us a little extra money here for the cycle. Fairly good potential midfielder, even though he starts out at poor, but he's solid defending. Passable scoring. Hey Angus, good to see you in this chat as well. Now we are getting ready for San Marino live games. Myalinas versus Sonic the Hedgehog. You can't really pick out a favorite to go down here. Oregano and the Fayetano Finns. Yeah, they won 3 of the first 4 games now, and they are plummeting. Hey, Oregano. Looks a little tough, I must say. Speaking of the devil. It's about time we get a win, I think. Oh, it's against Penarasa Bramanta. You know what? Grab 3 points today. 3 unexpected points today. The leaders, Damiano Tomassi versus Legalin. Looks like a rough matchup for the visitors today. Black magic. Oh, I'm afraid today's theme is pants down and bending over. I hope not. I hope not. Piccolo Ubisa versus Fort Calcio. Yeah, they are battling to stay clear of their qualification matches. Right, so a goal guarantee today as we face AS Serravalle. We will be trying to... Sometimes when I'm talking about playing against the bots, I always think of Morpheus in Matrix. We have to defend against the machines. Not Morpheus wouldn't talk to Morpheus, but Neo, we have to defend ourselves against the machines. Anyway, we will have to beat the machines today, for sure. But what's really important today, and it feels a little weird, but I have to be cheering on the Nasty Dragons to beat Mickey B, which doesn't feel completely satisfying, to be honest, because Nasty Dragons, yeah, we lost. And we lost last weekend. I wasn't at all expecting Nasty Dragons to be pulling off a training intensity team spirit trick for this one, or for that match. And I think because I wasn't expecting that myself at all, because I didn't have that trick on the table because I'm deep inside a cycle and I don't want to sacrifice any training if I can help it. So because I wasn't thinking in those ways, I simply didn't imagine Nasty Dragons being ready to sacrifice training for a win here. But then I talked to Alaric about it, and he said, well, his golden generation is a bit older than my cycle players. So perhaps it makes sense that he just has to win. But at some point, I have to win as well. I haven't won a trophy yet. Not even a little trophy with Intercalpeo. Anyway, we have Fiorentino RSM, the bots as well, up against Lokomotiv Ladnich in Fish. And we have to keep them behind us, even though we have a vastly better goal difference. But really, I mean, honestly, we need to win the rest of the games. No space for any slip-ups left now. The unknowns work versus BK's Union Belize. Steinhøj. He probably should be winning more games than he actually is, but let's not dwell on that. Mylinus versus Sonic the Hedgehog. Looks like home field advantage, but a counter must be in place here as well. And with a central sector, that could potentially be a little dangerous, but no counter, no. What? Okay. No, that's not a counter, obviously, because then you... What? Okay, we'll see goals in this one. Damiano Tomasi. Long shots from Legalin. Brilliant skill. How are they only brilliant? Not the strongest long shots team ever. Tomasi not even in 2-5-3. Then again, then it'll be in the toolbox in case things aren't going exactly according to plan. Okay. Hello, Alaric. Welcome in the chat. I have to be cheering on you, even though it feels a little sad. Double counterattack here. Magical from the Phaeton Finns. Piccolo Obisse. Forti Calcio. Divine counterattack. Attacking on the flanks. Okay. We can hit that right sector. Should be good. Lokomotiv Ladenlied. Sigrid Steinheuer. Scoring from left attack. For Fiorentina Rosen. You need, but I know you'll be half cheering for Nikki V2. No. If I'm to be perfectly honest, I hoped you guys, both of you, could lose that match. Let's check the ratings. Okay. Okay. But you look like a strong... The donut. Yeah, I mean, it's the tactic you've beaten. I won't say anything about a maximum 4 counterattacks, anything like that. Never again. Never again. Sergio Lucas. One nil for Sergio Lucas. He's doing well so far. Seven expected goals. That's pretty good. Manmark hier. Agustin Steinfüller. Manmark by Rübeck. I'll take the top scorer of the division. You sure? Yeah, maybe Sergio Lucas, if he keeps it up. This looks dangerous for Sonic. Is the player base getting a little old? Yeah, some of them. He's had a few injuries this season. Sipo Mukkonen. Are they all in the same region? Reigning in 3 of the Piccolo Visa? Domak Nano. No. It's a coincidence. Well, for 2 of them. Same region. Oh, you've seen a high conversion rate? I think. Still, if you look at like the match we played, or at this level, Divine 22 is quite high. When you look at these ratings against Mickey B, against my ratings, might be the reason why you're seeing like instead of 4, you often see 5. You have a tendency to get more counters. Hey Hamson. Oh Hamson, I forgot to check how you are doing in your quest for still first. Ooh. Harkonnens. You're pro. Oh, you are an angry supporter. Nice. Or a happy supporter. I can't. It's hard to tell. But it's nice. Oh, so non-tactical counters? I don't know. I think that's very random. Also, remember the sheer amount of matches played in Hattrick? Can you guess which player this is in the chat? Now, maybe if you just look at the... Maybe I shouldn't have named it. Yeah. I actually just found this I think it's on the player page, right? Then original face. Let's try enabling it. And reloading. Come on. Didn't I enable? Show colored face for youth players may cause problems on Windows Vista. What? What? Isn't this where you set this? Worked perfectly fine the other day when I lifted off the new emote. Lokomotiv Landlicht. Oh, it's an old goal. Ooh, Volukis. Back to the Future? Yeah. Windows Vista. Oh, I remember. Slow ass. Free kick for Mickey B. Robert copy check. No, it's not a new mic, it's just repositioned. Because I kept accidentally touching it. That sounded weird. I kept accidentally bumping into the microphone. Ricard Ekdal. Misses. Volukis, how many league goals? I can't see that. Nasty Dragons from the counterattack. Raul Preotiasa. Alrighty. Thank you to the Nasty Dragons. For the help. But closer look here. Andy Zanotti. That's the away team with the central opportunity. Yeah, that's not gonna fly. That's a good, effective way. Oh yeah, I know that. I mean, this is the key, but the key, it's a complicated key because the key only works if I win all of the remaining matches, I think. Which is, even with good odds in all the remaining matches, you still have to be kind of lucky. Well, perhaps not lucky. But I mean, so we have 5 matches after this one. If you just imagine you have a 80% chance of winning all those matches, then you have a let's say you win 3 out of 4, then you have 75. Then there's 25% chance of you not winning 5 matches in a row. Yeah, okay. Oh, that's me being ridiculous. Yeah, the unknowns, that defense. There's 23% chance. If you have 75 5 times in a row, for all of them to be successful, that's only 23% still. I don't think I'll have a 75% chance to win against Mickey B in the final match of the season as well. Welcome to Vladimir. Luigi Savoli, direct free kick, 17 minutes in. Goal guaranteed. Representanza taking the lead. PNF event. Samiano Patra. Have you been busy moderating the forum after Denmark-Slovakia? Nah, it hasn't been that crazy. Belgiano. 3-0. Nice. Thank you. Was it another chance, by the way? Volukis. Yeah, we are improving the goal difference. Still, that's nice. Another attack. Down the right. Sanati time. Sanati. 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 Five out of 5. How many goals for Sanati this season? 6 goals. We need more confidence. Oh. Head shark. Oh. Whoa. That's the man marker. Steinführer back up to 11 stars. Yeah. Want to check the top scorer? He's won one top scorer award so far in his career. He's at 4, so he only needs. He's one after. Oh, it's kind of close. I mean, Massini, he's at 4 as well for Ladenlicht. What about here, halfway through the first half, we have Nasty Dragons leading against Mickey B. Ladenlicht. Corner. Luigi Savoli. Oh, Savoli is the man delivering. Vincenti is the man executing. Forticaccio. Easy pickings for Rastin Dakiki. PDIM, Lars Johan Tulling. Is he Swedish? Yes. The unknowns. PDIM. Alright. Steenhoy. You gotta expand that stadium. Oh no. Tuloy Munlik. Has had an injury. It's been replaced by Kingdon. I guess you could use the midfield rating in this one, unfortunately. BK's Union Belize attacking down the middle. That'll take some luck. Virgilio Toriani. Cestarini with the save. Oh, he's actually got a support player, I think. So guys, any good youth polls today? Any good scouts call? Any future stars? Medieta, good to see you back in the chat. Can I get a tip on how to lose? Why would you come to this channel for such advice? No, I'm the only human manager in my league and I don't want to win direct promotion. Played every player out of position except trainees and used the new formation 1-1-0. I'd say field 9 players or so. Annoying amount of injuries this season. Sometimes the game engine is a total bitch. That's also the reason why I'm blaming it on the match engine. Oh yeah, you could actually do as Alaric says. Find some absolutely terrible players. Mickey B with the equalizer. Hattrick on the left, 5% chance of scoring. Yet he does it. So you're telling me there's a chance? Another chance here for Mickey B. Damiano Tomasi leading 2-0 now. Andrei Wojchenko. 9 players on the field, and find some of those 1K players perhaps. And again, now some people like to discuss whether it's unethical to lose or whatever. But the fact remains that you are the right track if you're trying to avoid an early promotion. It does not compute. It does not. Unfortunately, the game is designed in a way that it doesn't make sense to always promote. Here comes Ladendicht in the central sector. Central sector was also where Rikard Ekdal tried his luck before for Mickey B, but this time Massimiliano Laface dives low and blocks the ball. Your lowest stat, tournament match ID. Can I even search such a match? I'll get hammered if I promote. I'll try 9 players. That's a good shout. Johan Runde, 4-0. But also if you think about wasting a 10% promotion bonus, right? Like imagine if you played for a few weeks and then you promote. You have 700 fans. Then you get a bonus of 70 fans for the 10%. Getting 70 fans, you could get that in 3 weeks as a newly started team anyway. So yeah, and losing each and every week, that'll just lose you money. I'll tell you what I would do in your situation, Mendieta. Like, you should definitely try to avoid the promotion, and then you should swap into a pretty full league for the coming season, and perhaps naturally finish second by having some position. Let's see, and a 15-year-old 90 days. Defending passing, waiting for PM reveal. Ooh, that's not bad. Yeah, you did the calculations. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of people claim that you should try to promote and it won't be that bad and the fans won't be that upset. They will be if you lose. They will be. I think the best compromise is to find an active league. That's what I did. And then I set up some, like, where we did picks each and every week. And I also started streaming matches. I'm not saying everyone should do that, but getting some competition against like-minded players while you naturally avoid promoting too early. To me, it's a win-win situation. I don't think that'll ever change unless Hattrick starts implementing like a unless they start implementing a special starter league where, for instance, you compete for a few seasons until you are then slipped into the real league pyramid. It'll be like that, no matter what. On my level in Northern Ireland, all leagues are full bot or one human. It's a bit sad. Oh yeah, but what you can do in that situation, you can actually tailor it completely to your, like if you can find someone like-minded. But you could, during the season break, ask if there's 4 or 5 others who wants to collapse into the same. Oh, you missed Mickey B? Yeah, they scored. But if you can find a bunch of like-minded players to stay in the same division and create a competitive environment. I did that with my league. I wrote up like a piece. I'm a manager. I've played 1 season with my current team. I would like to play against other players with teams of similar hold. Oh. Yeah. Don't worry, it was only a 5%er. It wasn't lucky at all or anything. Johan Runde will be 5 for Lattendicht. Samati, why not scoring? This is a regular scoring crisis. We haven't scored for 14 minutes. Ten to 12. Yeah, you'll have to take your chances for sure. Sergio Tor, Capicchioni. Starting to look quite solid, I must say. Oh, you know, I could potentially beat him on goal scoring difference if you draw. Casio Silva. Got 1%. 16 defense, 10 playmaking, 7 wing, 8 passing, 20 set pieces. Ooh. Unpredictable as well. Are you trying to mold him into a set pieces wingback? I guess you are. Latendicht. 6-0. Louis Diable. Are you like for the national team target level? Oh, he played for the 21s as well. Nice. I know. I wouldn't say he's necessarily too high. The unknowns takes the lead. Danny O'Dea. Oh dear. There. Mylinas as well. 1-0 now. Fabrizio Catin. Would it come at some winger? Perhaps? Fairly certain if you train him high enough in defending, he should have a good shot. '17 defense. Oh yeah, because of the double mythical. That will be interesting to see. Hey, Japo! Really enjoying your Hattrick content. I've started the second team in the Homegrown League. Super fun building a team from the ground up and makes every scout score more interesting as well. It really does. I mean, I don't play in the Homegrown League myself because I wouldn't want to play without transfers, to be honest. But I do see the draw still from playing Homegrown. No worries, Alaric. I just think for me personally, I would get frustrated at some point. Just seeing money pile up and not being able to use it. But I do see that it's still a different way of approaching, because you have to plan it out differently from building a regular team. What's your team called, Japo? Let's check it out. We are approaching halftime here. The unknowns. Counter-attacking. Could be 2, but it's denied by Kataja Magic. Fair enough. What I like is that I feel I have a bit more creativity and forced to make different decisions. Yeah, I agree on that. Not now that everyone is doing a cycle training of some sorts. I don't know if everyone is doing it, but I mean, every dedicated manager knows that it will. But every manager will, every successful manager will have made a long-term plan of some sort. I also just yesterday closed my homegrown league team. I was really hyped when it was announced, but in the end it's just more interesting to play the traditional way. Yeah, I mean, if you are unlucky in the academy, you have no way of changing that fortune around if you can't sell players, really. And well, you can sell, but also more satisfying to full focus on your 3 to 6 red hearts and put all effort into them. I like that, at least. I would hate to have to sacrifice. Like I think I enjoy more having like 3 really good players rather than having a bunch of relatively 8%. Hey T1, there's the Terminator. Just tuning in, hoping your games are going well. What result are you hoping for in the Mickey B versus the Nasty Dragons? I just told Alaric that it feels a little strange to be cheering on the Nasty Dragons because they won against me last weekend. But the fact remains, it's better for me if they win. I could potentially, if I win all the remaining games, I could overtake Mickey B for the 2nd place. I have a better goal difference at the moment as well. But to be honest, I want them both to lose. But a draw or a Nasty Dragons win would be the best. Yeah, I mean, 6 injuries, no. The game gets abandoned. Oh. Seven? I remember that playing FIFA, and like if we had like an internal tournament and some guy was just absolutely destroying. Okay, well I'll just abandon the game by getting too many players banned or sent off. Now I only lose 2-0 or 3-0. Idiot. Oh man. 7? Yeah. I can show you an example from this team, it doesn't matter. But I can, if you do like this, And then it would... But I guess Alaric, like if you truly do a Nero pill and you burn down, so like for instance, imagine with this team, right? I'm at content. It doesn't matter. I'm just at content. Wow. Yeah, they've introduced the preview here. It's quite cool. It also comes up with all the relevant information, how and like when is it. It needs to be in place well before, right? The 23rd of October. What? So that's the daily update on the day before. That's what some people don't realize. Yeah, that's the daily update before the training. So you have to set it in before that, otherwise it doesn't happen. And then oh yeah, because it has to happen at that update. Yeah. It would mean that it was... It would have been quite predictable for Mickey B to anticipate the counterattack. But I'm also fairly sure that Mickey B, even though he knew this, would have a hard time doing much against the donut, because this is an extreme counterattacking. You need to plan it. You need to calculate the difference. Oh yeah, because you don't get the full stamina share as well. So you lose some stamina. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I mean, it's I think, was it McGallagher, the last season's winner of the Masters? He said he mutzed in 6 out of the 8 matches he played in the Masters last season when he won. And you also hear stories of players using this trick and get like using it too early and then get a problem with the form afterwards. So I really think it's a fun way of having to weigh in the ups and downs and somewhere around round 14 in qualification, your training intensity might be like 2% and stamina 100% after using the trick a couple of times. Yeah, but oh yeah, I was about to say, like, normally you don't see any arrows. And sometimes no arrows also means you just try to play without any reposition loss, being as strong as possible. Plays, maybe he doesn't ever play without. I haven't actually checked this out completely. What did he do against me in the first round? There we go. No arrows. Does he ever play with arrows? He doesn't. All right, I want to look at this match. Why did I? Okay. Why did we lose this one? Al-Jamasi, the injury? Oh, another where Sanati, winger to head event, is just fizzles in the end. But I mean, there's always the risk of the donut, right? Which you don't have any midfield. In this match, yeah, I was thinking about playing a counterattack. But it was also like a thing. Like Trastulli here, he's just like a homegrown player I promoted. Giro Lomoni, Birilli, all players. Like, the thing is also, when you look at such a result, I didn't invest. Like 3 of the players I have no investment in. They're basically just starting players. So in that regard, I mean, when that comes to mind, it might be okay. A man mark to win the midfield. I could have. Again, right now the thing is, now I don't want to pay the wages for like an effective man marker. Yeah, but again, I'm not like, if I desperately wanted to win the league and promote and start making my way up in leagues, I should. There's no doubt about it. Yeah, you're right, Alaric, but a mythical defender, he's still quite expensive in wages. Let's take a look. Let's imagine he's like what? 31 at least, right? He should also be capable of playing with, like, not losing all of his. Let's just go no spec, because he's actually quite effective. He has a 5% bonus. Okay. Inadequate stamina. That's a problem. Solid stamina, different price. Passable stamina. But really, it all comes down to the fact that I don't want to invest the money yet. Oh, it doesn't. But the thing is, right now I'm not. like you were ready to use the training intensity trick for the match. I didn't even consider any of us to use it. I know about the trick, but I wouldn't ever use it at this point in my cycle. That's also the one like that I never wanted to use it in this situation. Also completely pushed it off the table for what I was thinking you could do. That might have been a little naive. A little, but not completely, because I'm still true to the concept and my approach to my build. That is, don't waste any money. A lot of the money you don't spend is the money you saved. And it's not like I don't spend any money, because my team now, just 8 weeks later than the defeat against Mickey B, is vastly different from the team I was playing against Mickey B in the first round. See, nah, but I mean, if yeah, true. I mean, it is a little crazy, Alaric. Don't get me wrong, but still. But I mean, just now, my team is vastly different from the team I played against Mickey B in the first round. Sergio Lucas is a lot better than Trostuli. Branti, my Prophet, but they're only here because they're Prophet players. So in that regard, I haven't really invested in another striker for the team, right? Sausage is a Prophet player. He can also help me in this match, because he's a defender. Aljamasi is a Prophet player. Lidvosky, not a Prophet player. He's just a keeper that is preserving some value, because a keeper is still important. And I should look at replacing him with a younger one to have the less value decaying. I bought 4 keepers with my Danish team, and then they announced the double return from the bought reserves just a season later. That was annoying. But it's like Hattrick is also about showing constraint. Like, even though you lose the initial game against Mickey B and you have some money to throw in, most people, you could easily just make my team stronger right now, but the plan is not to be strong right now. We're getting there. 23 years and 99 days. And I'm slowly starting to feel the hype. At some point we will have to try to get up through the ranks of the leagues, earning every extra penny we can on the way towards the top flight. slow but steady wins the Race Cup League. It's rewarding when you start playing promotion, even if it's only from Division 4 to 3. Yeah, I mean, it's like a matter of optimization. 6-0 now. Francione. Francione. The homegrown heroes. Yeah, I mean, even more. You could also argue, especially in the market right now, like when you go for your final form players, in the as the market is evolving right now, you could potentially get a lot more final form players by waiting a few seasons. It's a risk because you will have longer time at the top. So the balance between that, how long do you have to have your goal? If you say you are extremely want to go for the title, you don't just want to get to the best league, the top flight. You want to have a real shot. But you could easily have the very best team in the league and be unlucky, and having it planned out so you only have one shot before your team is burned out and you have to go down again. So there's balancing how much cash you put into promoting fast early, but then again, if you promote kind of early, you will also generate more income while you are in the top flight. I mean, I've spoken to a few former champions in Denmark, and I mean, the sponsor, like the final jump to the top flight is actually quite big. So if you can sneak into the top flight without spending too much money, that's also being lucky. So balancing the age and how long is your shot in the top division, balancing the money spent. There's a lot of things to consider. And I mean, now I saw one of the second divisions in Denmark. It is absolutely crazy. Whoops. Let's see if I can find it. All right, I'll show you something. Calcio is the one managing to sneak up in the Campeonato San Marino, and he has done so with full homegrown, which is insane. Almost 50 million in the bank. Right. Let me check that out in a sec. So this is the top flight in Denmark. Last season, like if you look at the statistics now, the maximum here, 66. So between 58 and 56. So last season, from the top flight, this team, Chile's dream team, they demoted. Now, let's take a look at the statistics of this second division. He was just so unlucky last season. You wouldn't believe it. You wouldn't believe how unlucky this guy was. But he's consistently performing above the top flight teams right now. For Di Calcio, is it... Oh wait, is he full homegrown? But then again, if he's full homegrown, how on earth is he going? He's not going to spend that money on anything. But I mean, that's still quite an achievement. He's third in the league with a full homegrown team. How does he do it? If he wants to start spending, yeah, I mean... You see, that is, and he has, I mean, okay, 35, he's got a pretty old keeper, but he could... $50 million in the bank. See, but the thing is... Would he? I can't wait. I can't wait. Penarosa Bramante. 2-0. Central attack, Paul Moccoli. That's also the cool thing about it. Like, it's also depending on the situation, but if you look at Sanati, he's now 24. In a season, he'll be almost 25. I don't think it's that bad. He would have to make some sort of a transition. But I guess he could do some sort of a rolling transition if you take the oldest player and roll him out of the team and bringing in a high level. Yeah, he should have a positive 2-week income. He must have. I mean, you have insights of how the sponsor money is at the top flight. So what? He's making tons of money. Oh yeah, because it's the top flight. Hey Dusk. Good to see you in the chat. Exactly. World statistics, I think. Let's just open it this way. Wealthiest Division 1. Yeah, because you can always... What? That's the thing about being in the top flight. People can always see exactly how much money you have. Hey Dusk! Good to see you in the chat for sure. From supporter statistics, you can find the top league wealth yourself. I'm Division 4 and I'm close to his in 230. Yeah, I mean... I've been doing some calculations for when the new feature in Hattrick that tells you when the streams are about to happen is great. Yeah, if people are actively moving on to the Hattrick content creator page and following, it is great, and I really stoked to see them introducing things like this in order to help, because I've been talking to, like, on Tuesday, so on Tuesday this thing will be announced. Official Hattrick stream on Tuesday, guys, if you are not aware. Pigro Obise 1-0. Left attack from Enrico Boscio, 58 minutes in. And I'm guessing, like a lot of games nowadays try to brand themselves by having a presence on a page like Twitch, for instance, or YouTube. I'm fairly new to the game and I see top teams pay absurdly weekly salaries. How do they even afford it if there's no way Stadium can cover it? Or how do they do it? Well, first of all, when you play the top leagues, your income from sponsor money, as well as I mean, let's take a look at one of the Campeonato games last week. Did we have any top placed teams playing at home? We didn't actually, so we should have to find one. Let's check Penarosa. I mean, they are still earning 800,000. His players are fairly old. He would have a good chunk of sponsor money as well, being in the top flight. And then people have saved up money before they start playing as well. Like as a new team, Horticulture from the right side. Francesco Davide Fadelli. Not unlucky, but I guess a 20%er in the other end wasn't as lucky as well. Being a new team in Hattrick, a deep cup runs, yeah. So you have you also need to have an extra gate income during the midweek. That also helps. Lokomotiv Leipzig now 8-0. Savoli. Ooh, Savoli. Hattrick. We'll have to take a look. We'll have to pay attention to Savoli on the top scoring list. Penarosa also does active day trade, so he also makes money with the market. That's also worth noting. I can say a lot about Vanagor, but he's doing a very good job of keeping his team running still. Sausage. I don't know why I always think about sausage. Sausage. Yeah, I don't know. Sausage. Active, you can't really day trade anymore. You'll have to play them. You have to play them in a match. But yes, that is what he's trying to do. Back in the days, you didn't have to play a player. You could just sell them. We had some insane traders, which is I think it's a cool way. I did a lot of skill trading, but I did it when we still had. It's funny now. Now that not. Okay, I'll try again. Now that we have new players coming in, now it's now been fairly long since the Hattrick, the HTAL league closed. That was an anniversary league over 8 seasons or so. How many seasons? I didn't have a team. I wasn't playing when it was introduced, but everyone had a chance to get an extra team. And when people didn't have chances of competing anymore, they would often convert the team into a national team farm, training high-level players for national teams and such. So when that league closed, all of a sudden you had a lot of players for sale, highly trained players in most cases, and you had a lot less clubs. So basically, how long has it been since the closure of HGL? Anyway, the market, I wouldn't say it has collapsed, but it has regressed. It's not as pumped up anymore. Inflated. It's not inflated. It has deflated from this fact because there was such a surge in the supply of players all of a sudden. Skill trading when the market is inflated, I feel is a lot easier. Sometimes I'm just making, like flipping a player over 1 week. In an inflated market could net you so much money. It was actually my plan within Sakalvahel for the 50% slots in playmaking. But when the market started deflating, like most weeks, like the niche I had found to trade players in, which was relatively easy. But when we still had HGAL, like often I wouldn't find players at all. They just wouldn't be for sale anymore. Or the potential profit would just be gone. Horticulture turns it around. Counter down the right. Let's not talk about luck anymore. Ferdinando de la Valle. I did notice the defenders I sell don't go for as much as the value is expected to be. No, I think I'll bring up an example in a second, and I could show you a good example of how things have slowed down. Let's just open a transfer search here and clear this. And like this was a type of player I was paying attention to a lot, because that was the first major purchase I had to make for both of my cycles in Denmark and San Marino. And I actually had 2 baked trainees in Denmark, and I lost one of them. He went. Now mythical mono skilled wingers. Like, they're so easy to train, but these guys used to be 80 million Danish. I can't even bring it up now, but you can see some of these guys are going for 45 now. The best, the quick mythical, like quick magical 21-year-olds used to be 100 million, 10 million euros. There's a goal. Oh, nasty dragons. Counter-attacking down the right. Mario Gasparoni. Sorry, I was sidetracked by all this transfer talk. The unknowns have scored as well. Aroldo Francioni. From the set piece. Let's see here. That's times 10. So just, like, it's fairly easy. You divide it by 10 and then you have the euros. Magical, what? Okay, you can see this is... Okay, this is a very good. Very good. But what does the transfer compare say for such a player? Okay. Okay, it's been quite a while. It's back in August. 100, he's quick. You're ludicrous. That's back in June. Yeah, you can see things have slowed right down. 8-0. Belgicano. Belgicano, such a player. A mythical 20-year-old. 8.5 million back then. Then I'll show you this guy. Because see, I had this is in Denmark. I went a little too hard for this guy. And the worst part is, the other guy I had a baking arrangement for, I couldn't buy him because I ran out of money. I wanted the other guy more. This guy just had an earlier transfer deadline. I'm just still happy I didn't overpay as much as Mish did. Mylinus, 3-0. Let's check. Anton Apaita. From the right. 39. But it was like crazy. But I'm actually thinking from my position with Inter Calveheo and my Danish team, where we are now, I could probably get further with the money that I make passively or make from spectators and sponsor money than I could with that money just just a few seasons ago, right? Because the players would be so much more expensive. Francione. Now, some of the other teams with more money will have more money coming in from the board, but yeah. I'm currently sitting at third in my league. It's a Division 5. I got promoted this season, but the league is kind of being gatekept by a juggernaut who purposely doesn't promote. Should I go elsewhere? It's not like I'm competing for promotion right away though. I mean, if you can consistently just stay in second without accidentally promoting, because that's a thing in Hattrick, that certainly is a thing, promoting too early without being ready. I don't think it's an issue before you have to promote, to be honest. I would wait. There's also like some building, like you know what's going to happen if he's consistently winning the first place. Tomasi keeping it up here. Still quite good options on the wing. Dusk, what is your team called? You can take a look. What is your team called? Mudani from the central defense. Let's take a look. 3-0 for Damian. Let's see. 36 total. Train defenders? No. What are you training? Oh, it's just this guy who's pretty old. Maybe I get a better idea from looking at the friendly. He's a little old, this guy, but... Oh, okay, yeah. I mean, being... Nasty Dragons makes it 3-0. Egerhard Wattenscheid, the villain, the super villain, has made it 3-1. I mean, one of the most important things starting out in Hattrick, establishing your team early on, is to make sure you utilize all of your training spots. For sure. Nah. Why are you asking me that? Why? Oh, you're waiting for a youth promotion. That makes final sense. It makes good sense, I should say. Sometimes it's not worth it to... Patience might be a good thing as well, for sure. If you can't really do anything with a training slot for 1 week. I mean, if you were skill trading also, perhaps you would need 2 training. So... Oh, Mickey B. How did that happen? 19%. Damiano Tomasi. Really like a well-oiled machine nowadays. We are actually rooting for the Nasty Dragons. Alaric's in the chat as well, mind you. But that's not the reason. The reason is, if Nasty Dragons win this one, we have a chance of going second. We also have a chance if they draw. Here's the wing event though. And there's the equalizer. Make it be. Winger to head event, I think. Or maybe just a regular event. Yeah, regular event. Uh-oh. Alright. That's what happens. Don't worry about it. We won't worry about it yet. And winger events, corner to head events. Yeah, I'm hoping for a 5th counter attack as well. The thing is though, Mickey B's had 9 chances already. "10,000 days of blaming the match engine." Yes, that is the version I'm wearing. In case you don't know. 1 sec, I'll show you something. So if you look at, I think like this, like tactic skill, here it is. The 4th. Depending on... I mean, there's a lot to read about it, right? Wait a sec. I'll just do like this. Okay, that's a little... That's like a post link to the unwritten manual. But sometimes you only get 3, but it's also Nasty Dragons. Yeah, it kind of does. But the thing is, Nasty Dragons have a tactic level of Divine +2, 22, which is a pretty high level for this level of play if you look at the ratings compared to Mickey B. Now, the reason why Alaric says this thing about the 4th or the 5th counterattack was because when we played the first match, the one when we played this match, Sanotti gave me the lead in minute 77 from a wingers ahead, and I was expecting a 4 counters max, tactical counters, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. So at this point, Sanotti scores, and I'm like stoked, over the moon. Yay! We're winning the most important match of the season. And then the 5th one comes. But basically, looking at Nasty Dragons here, it's relatively simple. Nasty Dragons have a strong defense. Mickey B, not so much. So Mickey B gets a chance because they have possession. And then Rosa Bramante scores the 4th. Jonas Chamberlain. They are attacking down the right once more. They'll get the regular chances most often because they have 90% chance of getting each chance. Now imagine they run down here, they miss. From what you can read in the unwritten manual, the one I posted in the chat, if the counterattack tactic level was mythical, there would be like 43% chance of getting 1. But in this scenario, the tactic level is 5 levels higher. It's 22, and I think people there's also an idea that like a rule of thumb. If we are talking top level matches like 500, 550 hat stats, Divine versus Divine counterattack, you should expect 3 or 4 counterattacks. Of course, there'll be outliers, there'll be variation, simply because sometimes it's easy. Sometimes you'll see less because the opponent will score the chances, and if they score, you can't convert it to a counterattack. The best way to defeat a counterattacking team is to score on your chances, regardless of how good your attack is. If you score on your chances, they can't convert. Sometimes it's hard, sometimes it's not. It's not, I mean, but so of course there'll be outliers, but there's also this theory that if you are playing against a worse opponent with an even higher counterattacking, you could convert even more. So the difference between the teams also matter. Fascinating. My average level is usually 13 or 14 depending on form and weather, lineup and whatnot. Against my league, I sometimes get like 7 chances, sometimes 2, not always consistent. I've had 5 counterattacks in 3 games, but mostly 3. Oh, yeah, I mean, but again, theoretically, like, I know it's not the way it's sequenced in the engine, but if, like, some games, your opponent will just score, and now there's no chance to convert, right? And good to see in the chat, McCullough. Hope you're doing well. Scotten. Ah, yeah. 9-0. Is it true that teams with lower passing in the aggregate makes them more susceptible to have counters? No. Well, yes, because if you have lower passing, you will have lower attack ratings. But it's not the passing that matters, it's the output as attack rating that matters. Because what matters is the fact is if you convert this chance for 6%. So naturally, if you have more passing, or the players contributing to this sector, you are more susceptible to have a counterattack trigger. But it's not related to the passing itself. It's related to the rating it contributes to. Yeah, that's probably. So in a way you could say it, but it's not a direct correlation. Because you could also have passing on your defenders. And that does nothing. It doesn't do anything for your attack ratings, having passing on these 3 guys, for instance, Mickey B. It contributes to the tactic level of any tactic, well, of attacking down the wing, attacking down the middle, counter-attacking. Kopacek? Oh, thank God. Imagine. Lokomotiv Ladendicht. 9-0 from a corner, Vincenti. Counter. Added 1 minute. Is there a counter? No, it would happen instantly at this point. I trained passing in the off-season for my defenders because the manual said it helps counterattacking specifically, and it's a band-aid not to go by midfielders. That makes a little sense, but I would... Counterattacking at the 89th minute? Again? Why couldn't you? I thought that was your tactical, Eric. Now I'm gesturing this way, but because my chat is on the secondary screen here. My Linus 4-0. I thought you were a master at that craft. Sadly, a lot of players new to counter just focus on defense and don't realize you need conversions to score on them as well. Oh, imagine if you didn't need attack ratings. What I would suggest you do instead of just training passing in the off-season, if you think about it like this, imagine you trained 3 seasons defending. Or perhaps, like, if you are in sort of a starting... No, it doesn't matter. You should just train defending initially. Like, imagine this is seasons, right? And then you train passing 1 season. Oh. Like that. So, because defending and passing on your defenders for the counter-attacking only contribute to the counter-attacking skill. The thing is, at some point, training defending will be so slow that it makes more sense to add some passing to your defenders in order to, like if you want to play extreme counterattacking, for instance. A counterattacking defender is different from a traditional defender, because a traditional defender you want high playmaking on a traditional defender. Don't worry, Alaric. Don't worry. Don't worry. Oh, it's okay. You can't blame it on anyone else but yourself. In my case, right? Because I shouldn't rely on others. That's always the case in a sport game. I would train defending. Just keep defending up. At least for the first bit, because that will contribute more to your counterattacking. Like it's a win-win defending, because the passing doesn't do anything other than give you tactic skill. And then consider playing the donut. Playing a counterattack with 5 defenders, 2 wingers and 3 attackers. Let's look at the top flight. Damiano Tomassi, leading still, 1 point clear of Panerosa Bramante. Ending up with a 4-0 win in the end. Especially if you end up with something, it will be in the end. Let's see, 40 card show. A bit of a gap forming here. Yes, without any inner midfielders. Like that's definitely an approach you could do once you want to start trying to convert your counterattacks. I mean, you will miss out on the regular chances still, but if you have a very strong defense, it will work some of the way. The problem about going full-blown counterattack, extreme counterattack, is if your team is specifically designed that way, people will know what you're doing. Always, so you have to be very, very strong in order to succeed. But at a lower level, trying to train some defending, playing with it, getting some cheaper, like cheap wingers, cheap forwards. They do. Again, if you want to take extreme counterattacking to a very high level, you will need very skilled players for that. You may have to spend most of the money you would save from not having to buy a midfield, for instance. That you'll spend in wages, because you need highly skilled players. Sonic the Hedgehog lost today against Myalinas. Oh, there's some pressure building up in the lower half of the table as well. Interesting. Mendieta, what? Got a decent youth pool last week. Unpredictable with a potential in playmaking. Ah, that sounds good. I wish it was me. I shouldn't complain. But we will need someone to train alongside Benedetti soon. Benedetti, there he is. "37 days. The nice thing about having your core players settled in Imagine training this guy. Are we starting a cycle with Benedetti? Oh, I need the others. I don't have the others. I think that's what you call like Hattrick for the impatient. Oh, I'm starting another cycle. When are we starting another cycle? I'm working on a winger with potential 8 wing and potential 6 PM with head. You're completely right. He doesn't really suit the system, so I'll sell him, which kind of sucks. In around 2 months or so. I don't see. Well, sometimes I don't know. Taking a look at the situation here. Nasty Dragons, 23 points. Mickey B, 22 points. I hope he will. Benedetti? I can only hope, because we need some more money. The thing about having your core player settled. Oh, the thing about youth players and the perfect age players is that's not really affected. Because the market's always been like the very best players are often most valuable at 17 years old. Unless, like, no, the very best players are definitely worth the most as 17-year-olds. Unless they're keepers. 6 point clear. Points clear, yeah. Okay, let's see. Belize. They lost 2-0. What ratings do they? Yeah. I think we have to take another look at the run-in here. Ooh, Ladendicht. And the unknowns. Ooh. Ooh, but we have a bot. Okay, so that pressure here and here. Ladendicht. We should starting okay. Now the good thing about having the core player settle is you don't have to speculate if they are good enough. I don't know if you like. I'll admit that in Denmark with my cycle here, I did start a little short on cash, no doubt about that. But look at these 3 homegrown players and the way they line up age-wise. Rico Ostrup being just half a season older than the next one in line, but he's the PDIM. And I was thinking, when am I ever going to find 3 players like that with such timing? Good night, Alaric. Thank you for the effort. I think it might do. It might be enough. I'm crossing my fingers. So thank you. Getting them to align age-wise is a huge challenge for me. I have like 2-3 age groups in my core. 28 veteran aside. Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, that's also one of the reasons why I was just like, don't speculate. Try to make as much money as you can, and then go with these 3 players. Because honestly, having to buy non-homegrown players which with like the same output of as these guys, when we talk end level, those guys are going to be expensive. Do I have the notes? That's also a thing. You might have saved up, like it's common to say 50 million euros to start a cycle proper, right? But imagine you saved up those money and you need to find, let's just be a little conservative. Passable playmaking. What, passable defending? Passable passing. That's not enough. That's not going to cut it compared with homegrown. Yeah, the homegrown boost. That's also because you have a fully full loyalty. But hey, Glyph. Hope you're doing well. But they would have to be at least triple solid. You include the homegrown. I mean, what? 17. The goat of Hattrick. I don't know if that's true, but look at this. Okay, so there's actually such a player in, like, I would have to have, this would be the target player if you compare them to the homegrown players. Hey, Slovan. Oh, it's in some of the videos I have, I explain it and I try to mention it every time I use it, but divide the Danish kroner by 10 and then you have the euros. So this guy is 5.6 million euros. But I would have to buy like 3 of these guys, so that would be 50 million. That would be 50 million euros just for getting the trainees. So I'm not that far off. I feel good about it. I feel pretty good about it. 1 0 less. Yeah, remove a 0. Oh, but we're closing in on 24 years, both in San Marino and Denmark. That means we have to compare the cycles quite soon. Oh, but yeah, but one thing you have to remember, I've been swapping back and forth a little here. I trained more defending in Denmark. And of course 2 specless players in San Marino as well. But let's take a look at the top scorer situation. Okay, that looks whoa. I don't understand how people have so much money banked. I keep expanding the stadium whenever I can afford to because there's a lot of demand. Can't save up. Well, the fact of the matter is just, like, a lot of people have played for 10 plus years. And some people, like, they build an entire team and then at some point they realize, okay, I'm not going to be able to take it as far as I would like with this financial, like with how much I've saved, for instance, because you reach a point where you stall because you can't improve your team anymore because the next step will be too expensive. So sometimes people, rather than just trying and burning out all the money, they stop, they sell out, they sell the entire team before they lose too much value. And that way they have passively saved a lot. Maybe let's say, okay, I can just play matches for a few seasons. Realistically, if you are buying trainees for you and not the end team mind, you don't pay 5 million a piece for them. No, that's not my point. Like the starting skills of these guys, if I had to buy someone else, I think this is what you are referring to. If I had to buy someone else with the same output without the homegrown bonus, like another half level at the end, or if I had to pay for them like the wages, I would have to buy some insanely good players. If you want to be truly elite, you need to save like a ton of money, so just passively train and sell until you can invest in a super strong roster. Not necessarily. No, I wouldn't, not necessarily. If you, as an average Hattrick, like I'm just saying, an average Hattrick player, if you want to be truly elite as an average Hattrick player, yes, then you will probably have to save a lot of money. If you are good at and willing to spend a lot of time trading, skill trading, and you have the experience, you don't need to save as much. I mean, you could wheel and deal more, but it's not something you'll be able to do as a newly started player. And the way, in some way I find it funny because some people attribute it to the HTs and the way, like, they believe it's a design by Hattrick, by the HTs, that people build these extreme teams they do nowadays. But the game isn't designed like that. That's just a consequence of how people decide to play the game. So because teams are getting very, very strong, people will find extreme ways, save even more, build extreme teams, and burn it to the ground. Like, you won't have any penny left once you've started competing, or you're done competing. But people are playing in an extreme way. And then some other managers on the forum are complaining that Hattrick intended the game to be only playable by hoarding or saving up money. But that's not Hattrick designing the game like that. That's just the players playing the game like this. Blame it on the players, not the designers. Ranting now, sorry. Anyway, sometimes you should... Nah, I'm not saying just get good, but sometimes you have to perceive it in another way. Sometimes you have to look at Hattrick, not like you would, like, I like to call this like the football manager or the championship manager perspective. You have to lose that perspective, because you don't take over Manchester City and have a lot of money and then you just have some fun and you buy some players and stuff like that. No, I won the Champions League. That's not... you also have to think about, well, in Hattrick you actually have to establish the club. You should actually look at a perspective like, what would you do if you were to make a club? I mean, this is a little extreme, but what if you were starting your football club? You'd have to do a lot of things in order to establish it. So in Hattrick you have to establish your fan club, right? You have to establish your stadium. Just remember, teams that have competed once, have sold everything, they don't tear down the stadium, so they don't have the cost to expand the stadium the next time also. It's not like it's a huge expense to actually build your stadium, but they don't have to do it again. They might have 10, 15, 20 million left from the last run because they stopped. But sometimes, like, if they stopped before, like as soon as they realized they couldn't win or something like that, you just have to be better at this than a couple other thousand other players. Yeah, and some of them spend insane amount of time calculating every move they do exactly. Now, what I'm saying is, an average manager would have to save longer. Nah. But also, like some other things, because sometimes like some people have played this game for 20 years, right? Some people started 23 years ago and have returned a few times. But I think as long as you have fun, it doesn't really matter. I'm not playing for fun. What? Are you guys having fun? Don't listen to him. No, you're right. I'm joking. You guys are absolutely right. It is about having fun. And also about having a social experience. And I mean, you can still compete even though you are even while you're saving or trying to build some money for an eventual cycle. You could find someone to compete with. Can I, like, when I started my team, I instantly, after the first season, I looked for like a whole league of players playing at the same level. Like, I've played a season. I also set out, like, when I tried to recruit, I have played this game a few times before, and the first time was more than 20 years ago. Probably just 20 years ago, back when I started. But why don't we bunch up in the same league? I'll make a picks tournament, not a tournament, competition, and I'll buy supporter for whoever is the best at guessing the results in the league. And I'll also start streaming games live on Twitch. So let's have some fun. And I'm having fun. My dad is training keeper, so he just doesn't have to worry about managing his core group. Their age, and that is one of the pluses of training goalkeeper. I mean, it gives you freedom to experiment and do other things. I'd like to join. Like, I'm not even joking. We do play Saturdays in the Hattrick International, and well, this league was the original. Glyph, thank you so much. Glyph, you shouldn't do that. Thank you so much, Glyph. This was the original V130 in the Hattrick International. And all of these teams were actually started when the Hattrick Homegrown League was announced. We just chose to start our teams in Hattrick International instead. Now, the manager from High Plains Drifter was quite busy, I think. But I used to be in this league, and then we had a whole other league join up in the V109. And I think we've recruited another manager for V130. And I'm thinking, if we find another 5, we will just spread out over 3 leagues instead in the Hattrick International. But I do realize that this is behind a paywall. This is a premium supporter product, so it's just the perfect way for the community to play together. Glyph, thank you so much. Glyph, you told me that you are quite young. You shouldn't feel like you have to send any super chats or anything to me. I mean, I'm doing just fine. I'm not struggling, and I'm not trying to make this by any means make this a way of living or anything like that, or go full-time content creating. So you shouldn't feel like you have to do. But thank you for doing so. I am doing this to have fun, and I am having fun. Yeah, that requires support. I'm a broke university student, so that's hard to justify, but maybe if I qualify for a grant this semester or a scholarship. Yeah, I mean, I do realize that it's like the supporter package is quite expensive. It's just a way that, like, as an international community, we have a chance to play together. It just came up as an idea while we were in the chat here, I think, during a San Marino stream. I was like, whoa, what if we could play against each other? And I could stream it every single Saturday, and I can't because it turns out I have other things to do as well, but yeah, I'm trying. Anyway, it's getting late, and it's a working day tomorrow, so I think it's time I better shut down the stream. Glyph, thank you so much again for the super chat. I really appreciate it. That's really not a requirement or anything I expect in any way. So, but I'm happy that you think the streams are fun. Thank you so much. Time to get ready for tomorrow. Yeah. Well, thank you for staying in the chat, guys. I appreciate it. It makes it very fun to sit here and talk about, like, our little lifestyle game, because it is a special game, and I think we have so many nice people in our community, so it's a pleasure to talk to all you guys. So thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for watching the channel. Sunday, I think, will be a stream next week, but I'll be busy the other days. Anyway, I hope you guys have the greatest week outside of Hattrick, because believe it or not, there's a world out there as well. So have a great week. Take care. Stay safe, guys. Glyph, thank you so much again. It's very kind of you. Bye, guys.